Today on CityCast Boise, no January inversion is strong enough to bring down the Boise Weekly's Minerva Jane. A while back, I spoke to her about the best ways to get cozy in Boise. She's got great tips on how to shoo the blues right out of your soul this winter, including the best places to eat, hang, and treat yourself like a queen. It's Thursday, January 5th, 2023. I'm Emma Arnold, and this is CityCast Boise. Hi, Minerva. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Emma. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
I thought of you immediately when we were talking about this topic. We wanted to do a cozy, like how to get cozy in Boise. And I immediately was like, we have to have Minerva on because you and I were both winter girls. We both hate the summer. All summer long this summer, I was like, I am depressed. I think I have like anxiety or depression. And then it got below 70 degrees and I was like, oh, I just hate the heat. Never mind. So
same here. That summertime sadness is a real thing and nobody ever believes it. But that sun is oppressive here in Idaho. I mean, it's not the only thing oppressive in Idaho. No. But the sun is like that frat boy that won't leave you alone. He's just like, hey, why don't you smile more? You should smile. It's like, you should shut up is what you should do and go away.
Go behind a cloud. Yeah.
That's right.
I always can't wait for the winter, and I know you're the same. And part of it is you have all these amazing winter outfits, and I know that you love to be like very cozy. So tell us about how do you stay cozy? What do you do first to start us out?
Well, when the temperatures start dropping, I break out the winter wardrobe, which for me is a lot of velour and velvet.
Oh.
And and I just love it. Not only is it super warm, but it can still look super professional. So you can like throw some velour pants on and like still go into like a boardroom or whatever. And it's just like you're wearing pajamas and no one even knows.
It's so comfortable and classy. I love velvet. The feel of it, it's so soft and comforting.
It totally is. It's tactile. It's like if you're just kind of like having a bad day or somebody's making you mad, you can just sort of like pet yourself and you're like, I'm going to be okay because I'm like the softest little velveteen rabbit in the whole town and no one can bother me. You know,
you can't hurt me. I'm in my velvet.
That's right. I'm not going to jail in this outfit. Okay.
I love that. Let's get specific. What do you do? Let's say it's a gloomy, cloudy, a little bit foggy, cold day. Where are you going? What you doing?
Well, that is a beautiful day to me. So I'm going to feel super energized. I am probably going to start out with coffee. I'm going to need coffee. So I'm going to put on my velours and head down to the Flying M is where I'm going to go.
That's a cozy spot.
It is like, for me, it is like for years has been my very favorite coffee shop ever in the whole world and that I've ever been to. And I can go in there and if I am like desperately in need of caffeine and I'm a little grumpy, no one is going to like force me to be cheerful. And then I'll find a spot to sit down and then I'll probably like, if it's a nice cold day like that, I'm going to hang out at the Flying M for a while. So I'll probably like sit in a corner and I'll probably have one of the like treats from the counter. They're Rice Krispie treats. I was on a low carb diet until I ran into those and then it was like over. And then I'm gonna like probably write my advice column, Minerva's breakdown that's in the Boise Weekly. And then I'm going to go to the gift shop and I'm going to find something irreverent there, whether it's like jewelry or like a beautiful candle or like there's self-care products. And then there's like kind of naughty stuff too. Like, if you have like an irreverent sense of humor, it's the place to go. Plus Kent and the Flying M, they do so much good for the Boise community. I mean, they're always donating things to causes and raising money. And I mean, they really have their hearts in the community. So it makes me feel even better about going there.
Yeah, definitely. And has for years been a place, like I said on our coffee shop episode, that it's been a place for me when I'm feeling lonely and I like don't want to make plans, but I want to run into people. Flying M downtown is the place to do that. It's a very like, you're going to run into your friends who are also like, I needed to be cozy. I needed to be around my people.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of us are staying home still more than we used to since the pandemic. And so it's like nice to get out and remember that you like know people and you've done things and people
Yeah.
appreciate you, like that
Yeah.
you're not just like a monster in your corner in your house,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's exactly right. It is the place to run into people that you know, and it'll just make your day better every time.
You mentioned shopping, and that brings me to mine. I am not much of a shopper. I don't like shopping. It stresses me out. Like once a year, I go in like a little machine, like a tank in through the mall, and I pick out like 15 of the same things. Do you know? Like I don't want to be this person, but I'm like jeans, white t-shirt, black t-shirt. Like it's like I wear this a hoodie sweatshirt. But one thing I love to do, like when I'm feeling sad, which would surprise a lot of people who know how much I hate shopping, is I love to do a little shop of things I cannot afford and will never be able to afford. And I like to look at furniture. So I like to go up to Impact Imports. Have you ever been there?
I have.
It's so unique and lovely in there. And so the furniture is so beautiful and handmade by a couple of the people there, like some of it. And I love to like walk around and look at stuff in there and then go down to Scandinavian furniture, which again, never will be able to afford. Love to walk around. But I like to walk around like I could afford it and go, I don't really care for the color of that couch, like
right.
as if that's the reason I'm not getting it.
Right. I would, does this come in pink? No. Oh, well, darn it.
Well, I guess you're not getting my $7,000 today. Yeah, I couldn't afford a footstool in there, but I love to walk around and be slightly snobby. And there's also, I believe it's Echelon. I do not know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. But downtown, there's that lovely little furniture store. Same thing. Beautiful things out of my price range, but I love to walk around and go, oh, that's a nice little lamp. Like I don't want to buy anything. Spending money stresses me out, but not spending money, I seem to really enjoy.
I get that. That's how I am if I'm going to like look at jewelry. I'm like, oh.
No, sapphires. Well, that's cute, I guess.
Oh, you mean you don't have matching earrings for this? Oh, well, I don't need another bracelet.
Well, what about like self-care stuff? What about when you're like, I got to treat myself. I got to do something real nice for myself.
Well, for me, time marches on. So skincare is something that I am trying to prioritize a lot in my life. And I'm not as good about finding the opportunities to go. But like, I love to just like take a day when I know I'm going to like have the time and go get a facial. And I love the skin gardener. His name's Levi Strasser, and he works out of Madrill Salon. And I just go in there and he sets up such a beautiful room. The best like soundtrack in the background. And then he has these like facials that he does, the seasonal facials. If you like want to be in the holiday spirit, it's a holiday themed facial, I love the way that I feel after leaving there. Not only just the ambiance, but like he really takes the time to care and like take care of like the things that are your little pet peeves about ourselves. We all like judge ourselves way more than other people do, and we see all the little defects, and he's very sensitive to all of those things, which is important to me. So I can't recommend him enough.
Oh, okay. I'll have to try that out. I haven't gotten a facial I maybe have never gotten a facial actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But my go-to is a massage. I love to get a massage, and I love to go to the Magical Foot Spa. Have you ever been on Fairview next to the old Shopco? There's the tiniest little spot, and someone turned me onto it years ago, and they were like, it seems like maybe it like because of the location in a strip mall, it seems like it might be like shady or not real or whatever, a front or something. But they give the most wonderful massages. They're very affordable. If you go, please wear a mask. They really appreciate that. And also tip really well. But they're very super affordable. It's like $45. You're sitting in you can get a private massage, but mostly people get like the foot massage comes with like a head and back massage also.
Ooh.
And you're just sitting in a big room. You can go with a group of friends. Sometimes I do that, and we all go and like get a massage and then get lunch afterward. Cannot recommend the Magical Foot Spa enough. Like it is just one of the best places in Boise.
Well, and there's so much that massages do for our well-being, and I'm bad about doing those too. So that's a great recommend. I'll have to check them out. I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's very, very cozy. So that is one of my go-tos when I'm feeling really bad. And then the other one, Lee's Candies.
Oh,
Lee's Candies on Vista. They've been there for 4,000 years. I think that's accurate. It's the tiniest little old ladies working there, and they make homemade, delicious local candy. Have you been?
Lee's is legendary. Yes, I have been,
Yes.
and delicious. That is a great place to stop and get a treat. So I concur. I know people who like that's what they give as gifts for holidays, is stuff from Lee's.
Yeah, that's what I do. Do you have a favorite thing there?
So I mean, I wouldn't know what the names are right off the top of my head, but anything that's like a nutty chocolate cluster, I am all about. I can eat it all day. What's yours?
I love a chocolate cinnamon bear.
Oh, yes, their chocolate cinnamon bears are incredible. And I'm not a cinnamon girl.
Yeah, I love those. And I love the little salted caramels covered in chocolate. Oh, those are to die for. So those are my like when I'm like, I need a special treat. What about you? Where do you go when you're like, I'm getting something tasty. I'm gonna get a little treat.
I'm gonna go to Ottavola.
Oh yeah.
And Ottavola has my favorite sandwich in Boise. And I'm gonna have the French brie and tomato sandwich.
Mm.
And it's just like crusty, delicious bread. And just like, it's so good. And I'll sit there and I'll have that. And I might, if I'm feeling like it, have a little Prosecco or something. But I like to go there because then not only can I have like a tasty treat, they also have a beautiful dessert case. So there's always like a macaron with your name on it. Or they also have like really beautiful like gift section or like shopping section.
Yeah.
Like you can find something really unusual. And so especially when the holidays roll around. So I just like to go there and look at all the beautiful things and have something tasty. And they're so nice.
Yeah. And the food is, you're right. I have never had anything there I wasn't in love with. Like that is a great pick because the atmosphere in there is always, my great aunt and I do lunch there pretty regularly. And I love it because it's always like a lot of women, a lot of like really good energy. And it's so, like you said, so many cute little things to shop for. She and I always walk around and go, oh, did you see these? Oh, did you see, like it's so cute. And their baked goods are wonderful. And I have not had that sandwich, but I will be having it today, I think, because that sounds like perfect.
It's so good. I mean, it is. I am like such a fan of it that I have like mad cravings for it. And I'm like, I have to get to Ottavola. I have to have that sandwich.
I love it. So where else? What do you do any shopping? Do you have any shopping spots you love to hit?
I'm kind of like you in that I don't like to go out and shop. I don't like to be like in the mall. I might go to Target once every 3 years or like something like that. Like I'm just not that kind of person. But like I'm an absolute sucker for unusual accessories. I want a statement pair of sunglasses. I want like a scarf that people are going to be like, oh, what is that about? I want a handbag that's going to be interesting. I love to go to Crazy Neighbor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like I do all this stage work and stuff where I haven't been doing a lot lately, but it's like I can go there and I can get like the tools of the trade that I need for that. But then like I can get like beautiful things for everyday use. And that to me is perfect because I can stop, I can get the supplies, and then I can give myself like an opportunity to buy something to feel pretty and like look good and be stylish. And they have something for everybody.
Yeah, they're great. And I hadn't even thought of them. I would have put that on my list if I had thought about it because that's like perfect. And you brought up antiques, and that was one of mine is the Boise Antique Mall.
Yes.
Over on Overland, which is reopened. It was closed because of the building next door falling down, the theater there. One of my favorite Sunday things to do is to go and just wander around the antique mall, look at every single little thing. Gosh, there's just something so comforting about like, oh, look at these little cups. Look at these tiny bowls, like I love to just wander. And it's so big. I mean, you can do it obviously in one go, but like you really can't see everything in one go. You can't.
There's so many layers and so many different things. You're right. It really is best to like spread it out over a couple of days if you can. But I like to go there because you may or may not know this, but I am one of those crazy well, maybe not crazy, but like I'm one of those, I have a doll collection. And
You
I
do.
do. And so, so I'm always on the lookout for the next interesting doll to add to it. And so the antique mall is always good for that.
I went there a couple weekends ago, and when it reopened, and I was walking around, and I was like, I need to start collecting something, you know? Like I grew up with like hoarders. So I've always been like, I always purge like every 3 months. And I was like, I'm going to start collecting like little glass shoes or something, you know, something very specific, tiny little spoons or something. I was like, I need to start collecting something. So I actually love that you collect dolls. That's very fun.
Well, thank you. Other people kind of find it creepy. And they're always like, dolls are creepy. I'm like, no, people are creepy.
Yeah.
Dolls are inanimate. Okay.
Yeah. I want to give a little honorable mention when I'm just sort of feeling like a little low and need to be cozy is heading down to the Ada County Community Library.
Oh, yeah.
And no shade to the downtown library. I love that library. I love the Colin Eustick Library. There's so many good libraries in Boise. But when I was a kid, the Ada County Community Library was like my library. Now we live over in West Boise again. And I took my kid there the other day because he was having kind of a rough day. And we wandered around and he picked out a bunch of books. And I was like, nothing is more comforting to me than a library. You know, just walking around and picking stuff up off the shelf and just sitting and enjoying that atmosphere. I love a library. So that's a great spot.
I love a library too. And growing up in Emmett, there wasn't a whole lot to do. And so I spent a lot of time at the Emmett Public Library and I checked out books like gangbusters. And it was, I learned so much and I could find out so much about things that Emmett really wasn't going to teach me about. And it was just so easy to get lost. So I totally get that. Libraries are very special and must be protected.
At all costs, yes.
At all costs.
And librarians too. Well, let's to bring it home, tell me your best cozy meals in Boise. Where are you eating?
Where am I eating? Well, I am just the biggest fan of Sophia's Greek Bistro. I love Greek food anyway, but every meal I've had there has been delicious and I always feel cozy afterwards. They also do a lot of good things for the community. Like when the pandemic started and kids weren't getting summer meals and stuff, they totally started having meals for the kids. They could just show up and get them and it was no cost or anything. And so, I mean, their hearts are in the right place and their food is delicious. So Sophia's Greek Bistro. I'm also going to feel cozy if I hit up the Basque Market for croquetas and tapas and their killer chocolate pudding. It's just heaven. And I love a cheese, a stinky cheese, and they have a variety of cheeses to choose from. So I love that. What about you?
Well, Bar Granica was going to be one of my picks because some croquetas and a bowl of soup, the Basque have it figured out. The original cozy people, the Basque, they have it so figured out. And but I also really love Goodness Land off Overland. I love them. They have such amazing falafel and hummus, but also that the atmosphere of that little restaurant is just so sweet and cozy. It's run by a family. Often their kid is running around and the husband and wife are there. And it's just it's like a very positive, loving environment. And I love their food. And Kokelman's, same thing. I don't know if have you been to Kokelman's on?
I have not.
Oh, Minerva. It is phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. It's a lovely little market there too. Family owned and run. They've been there for quite a while. Just beautiful. They have piñatas all over the ceiling and it's colorful and bright and beautiful. And it's always packed too. I feel like it's one of those places when you just kind of need to go be around humanity. You just need to watch people eating and enjoying each other's company and people are there for lunch, from work. I love Kokelman so much. And then my last pick is Jeanju patisserie.
What do you like there? What's your favorite?
Oh, I love their quiche if I'm doing a brunch situation, but their little key lime pies. I'm a sucker for a key lime pie. I love those so much.
They've got a little lemon meringue tart that they do that I love. It's so good. I love it so much. So Yeah, I'm with you on that. I haven't been to Jeanju in a minute, so maybe I need to put that on my list for this week.
Yeah, and we need to go have lunch together at Atavola. So there you go. And
Yeah.
Bargernica and the Goodness Land. We have a whole
That's
list
right.
of places.
I know.
Well, Minerva, thank you so much. This was such a delight. I hope you have the coziest winter in history, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you have the coziest winter too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And one more thing before we sign off. The Idaho Capital Sun is reporting that Idaho was the second fastest growing state in 2022. According to the latest census estimates, the Gem State grew by almost 2%. That means we're getting close to 2 million people, with most of the growth coming from people moving here. But coming in second place is kind of new for us. The last 5 years, we've been the #1 fastest growing state in the country. That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a new friend from California? Leave us a review and don't forget to subscribe to our Hey Boise newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye!